Hi, how you doing? My name is Asia Alexander, and this is my first YouTube submission for my online Elements of Speech class at North Carolina Central University with Dr. Robinson. And this submission is for chapters 1 through 3 review and the video synopsis. So first, we're going to start with chapter 1. Chapter 1 was based on communication. And the definition, communication is simultaneous sharing and creating a meaning through human symbolic interpretation. It involves ranges of behaviors and variety of situations. There's different types of communication. There's about 5 different types of communication. We have interpersonal, understanding oneself. Interpersonal, understanding information from people in a relationship. Public communication, information taken from a single source and shared with others. Mass communication, information shared with the large group, basically, what we're doing in class, mass communicating. And lastly, social media, communication via social media, like on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good such and such. And basically, that's what chapter 1 covers. It covers all different varieties of communication and the definition of communication. It discusses the process and principles to formulate effective communication. So that covers chapter 1. Chapter 2 goes into connecting our perception with communication. And there's 3 stages of perception that was covered in this chapter. It's selection, which is mentally sorting from one thing to the next. Organization, categorizing a stimuli so we can interpret. And lastly, interpretation, assigning meanings to one stimulus, my bad. And chapter 2 also talks about a perceptual set, which is a fixed view of people, things, or events that distorts perception or reality. It talks a lot about how people can go through the same situation and have they perceive it all differently, have completely different opinion and views about what happened. They could go through the exact same situation, be together, and still have completely different views, opinions, perceive it completely different ways, and that's just because we're completely different people. So lastly is chapter 3, and that's connecting self with communication. And chapter 3 talks about the 3 different types of self-concept, self-image, and self-esteem. So self-concept is how we perceive ourselves and how it aligns with our attitude and our religious views and our day-to-day, just everything about ourselves, how we perceive ourselves and how it aligns with ourselves. Self-image is just how we see ourselves. Self-esteem is our feelings or attitudes towards oneself and how we evaluate ourselves. So, yeah. And then it talks about different ways to improve your self-concept. Some different ways to improve your self-concept could be describing how you feel about yourselves, or describing how we feel about ourselves, associating with positive people, deciding on specific things we want to change, setting reasonable goals, making a commitment to improve or to change, or lastly, making a commitment to improve or change. Those are different ways to improve self-concept. And lastly, I wanted to discuss the video synopsis of the Facebook video of the lady beating her child, and I believe it was very justified. I know I'm young, I am this new generation, but I do believe that technology is playing way too hugely into people's lives. It's just too much. I just feel like technology is just too much. I feel like it's given to children at too much of a young age. They're giving them too much control. You're allowing them to have a cell phone and internet access when you can literally look up anything on there, anything in the whole entire world. I think that children shouldn't be allowed social medias until they're in high school, because that's when they'll be able to, deal with it and process it more. And that's also when I joined social media, and I feel like that was a pretty good age for me. So I think maybe that will help for others. So thank you for watching. Have a good one.